Yeah, Courtney, let me know when that movie comes out, or is it already out? I have seen the monkey trailer though. I saw it and I said this is either going to be really great or really bad, like no in between. It's scary. Let me check. Okay, yeah, check that for me. All right, let's go straight into the next segment. Wembanyama. I think he's talking about the format here. I haven't watched this. Let's see. The format of the All-Star game. None of us really loved it, right? I understand why they did it that way, but I don't think any of us loved it. Oh my goodness. I know you guys can barely hear that because I can barely hear it. Hold on, let me turn it up.
As I was just saying, I'm in much better shape this year than I was last year. And my body is much more adapted to this league and this rhythm. So my biggest takeaway is that it's possible, to give 100% on that court, to play hard, to play our ass off. And it's for me, it's the only way to play basketball, And I think it'll only make the game better.
That low key gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie. The monkey movie will come out February 21st. Okay, all right. So it comes out this Friday. I'll probably wait for the reviews. Like I said, it looks like it's either gonna be phenomenal or really bad. I can't really tell. Dude, that gave me chills. That's the only way to play basketball. That felt like a Manu Ginobili quote. I know you guys can barely hear it. I literally cannot turn it up higher than I just did. But let's listen to that again.
My biggest takeaway is that it's possible, to give 100% on that court, to play hard, to play our ass off, and it's for me, it's the only way to play basketball, And I think it'll only make the game better.
That is a great quote. Now it's kind of a weird quote because I don't know if he's referring to his teammates, because I don't think his teammates gave it 100% the same way he did. Now, in 7 minutes, I believe Wemby had, a block, 11 points, 3 rebounds? I don't remember the exact amount, but I do know that he went out and he played hard immediately. Unfortunately, he also got tired really quickly. But, that's not all on him, especially when you're being the primary defender on the court. Like, he's jumping all over the place just to defend a shot when other players on his team aren't defending it. Hopefully, as time goes on, it gets more and more competitive, right? As he's coming in, leading the charge of all the young guys going into their all-star appearances, that it will have that competitive edge to it, right? And fortunate for us, we do have a lot of players in the NBA currently that are very young that I think will bring that competitive edge. I know that we focus on Wemby a lot, right? But Banchero, I think he is a fierce competitor, like a fierce competitor. I don't think that he gets enough love and praise, and I'm sure he's going to have a chip on his shoulder as the years to come. But he is going to be one of those guys that I think genuinely challenges the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, I know he's not in the West, but he's definitely one of those guys that are going to be battling it out, right? I could see him going to All-Star Weekend and really putting on a show. So, we got some really nice competitors coming in. Anthony Edwards, I know he plays around quite a bit, but he could come in and mix it up quite a bit. So, I don't know. It's nice that Wemby's leading the charge. You said Tatum too. Tatum shows some competitiveness too. Yeah. During this game, I think he did. We know that Trae Young did as well. He did a good job. So it's going to be quite a few guys, I think, that shows it. But Wemby being the face of the NBA and him going out there and playing hard is really good for us. And hopefully the NBA will feel as if they're comfortable enough with going back to the old format. I saw an exec. Hold on, let me see if I can find this quote. It was a exec on how could I phrase this? He was talking about the NBA play-in. He was talking about it was an anonymous exec, And he was saying that basically, he was basically saying that Adam Silver kind of ruining the league a little bit. Let me see if I can find this. Exec Adam Silver. And I agreed to an extent, but not fully. I just hope I can find this. I guess I won't be able to just find it right off the bat. So you're just going to take my word for it. But it was an exec that, unnamed. He didn't want his name out there. But he basically said that he believed that all of these tournaments aren't doing any good for the NBA. And if anything, it's actually making the NBA worse with all of these different tournaments that they're trying, like the play-in tournament, the in-season tournament, just this obsession that Adam Silver has with tournaments, right? And basically just saying like, hey, it's not actually good. And I actually think that fans do, and maybe it's my bias, but do like the play-in tournament. I didn't like it initially, but I like it now. And I think that people, oh, here it is. I found it. It was an anonymous NBA GM. Here we go. An anonymous NBA GM calls out Adam Silver. Adam Silver is obsessed with tournaments, play-in, in-season, now all-star. They've not proven to benefit our league. Now, like I said, I think play-in is cool. In-season still feels quite unnecessary, right? I mean, it's fun for what it is. We do get some really competitive ball, and it does feel like there's somewhat stakes. It's a little confusing, but there's some stakes. And I think that was fine. But the all-star stuff, I get why they're doing it. More competitive than it has in previous years, but like, what's the point? One thing that really bothered me about the all-star games the most, this probably bothered me the most actually, is you invite Kevin Hart just to do things unscripted, just talk into a mic, and you also have him on the announcers, like he's at the announcer table, so the players can hear him as well. Like he's on the intercom or on the speakers or whatnot. You want these guys to compete. You want them to take it seriously, but you have Kevin Hart cracking jokes the entire time. I just don't see how. I feel like it's really difficult to be competitive, and you have Kevin Hart just throwing jokes at you all game long. Kevin Hart was on the speaker. Yeah, it was really weird. I don't really know what they were going for there. Shay was pissed. Yeah, Shay was pretty irritated. Let me see if I can find that. I won't, and I can't just play it because, copyright. Yeah, so you can see Shay just saying like, bro, like stop all that talking. Like stop all that talking. This is funny. Shay's face when Kevin Hart was talking to him. Yeah, like everybody was just kind of irritated by it. Yeah, very, very irritating. But anyways, yeah. So just wanted to show you that quote from Wemby, basically saying, hey, he brought some competitiveness to it, and he played his butt off, and that's the only way you can play basketball. You love to hear that. And I think Wemby's also going to be one of those guys, just like all great players, you're going to have to save him from himself, right? There's going to be many a times where he feels like he wants to play or he can play, and the Spurs are going to have to say no. They did it with Kawhi in the Western Conference Finals. We ended up losing the Western Conference Finals because of it, but Kawhi actually could have came back after the Zaza Pachulia injury, and Pop and staff said, no, you're not coming back. They did it with Manu multiple times. They did it with Duncan. So it's going to be the same with Wemby. And I think he's going to be a guy that you just have to protect him from himself, because he's going to want to play regardless. I just really hope he gets his conditioning right. Somebody said, and I don't think that this is true, okay? But somebody in the comments said, Clan, you're going to lose a lot of people French fans and French people in general on the channel if you keep saying that he shouldn't play overseas this summer. I don't think that that's true. I think that people can understand why I'm worried. It's just a conditioning. That's all. And I just want him to be able to have that time, a legitimate offseason, to get his conditioning right. Because next season, the Spurs really are going to be competing, right? But, I mean, it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. When he plays overseas, it'd be nice for me to be able to come on here, go live, talk about it, have fun. I get to watch more Wemby basketball. But at the end of the day, it's like, I want a strong 2026, you know? I just want a strong 2026. Oh, well. Anyways, enough of that.